Alright guys, so we are day 5 and look what just arrived in the mail. Yesterday was snowing, so they were supposed to deliver yesterday, but they did not. So I did finish the Gatsby. Here's my deal. We're a little dark. Let's see if I cut some light on. Alright, better. Okay. Alright, so here's the deal. Let's move the camera a little. Alright, I think the lighting might be better now. So these were supposed to come yesterday. You know, one thing I say about my job, them point system came in handy. And you gotta love when you can pick up things. So I got more D-rings, but these were the 2-inch, and they're not for the bags that I need. The bags that I need is 1 inch. But I needed these for another project. I also got them in the gold. So these are just supplies for something else. My labels didn't come yet. I don't know if it's going to be in the post office, so maybe I have to check my box later. But it didn't. And I'm getting off track already because I wanted to talk about the Gatsby. This is sad. The Gatsby was sad. Why did I not know it was going to be a sad book? I mean, it really focused on, you know, a man's life and how he portrayed his life, how people saw him, how people value him, and this flashy personality he has, these parties, this lavish lifestyle that he introduced people to. It was just only one person, and that was there. That was just for him. And not only that, it's how he even get up into that mess over this woman, and how this woman ultimately was just not a good person. And it's interesting that I would want to see like how somebody would write her story to really go into the mind of her character of being was for this man, and then ultimately marry this other man, and then end up into a bad situation with another character. So there's several characters that's just like in this, and how bits and pieces of them, but ultimately you think about the life of the Gatsby character and how this one character is portraying him, and seeing him in a different way. I was just like, oh, this is sad. But then I'm like, I see why it was going to be like something that a person would read in school, but then at the same time, not so much. But I do like the ending of this. I just need to see a good adaptation of this. And yeah. So what ended up happening in this one, there were some black characters that were in here, but just like brief. Think of the time period this book was written. So of course the significance of a black person is just like, yeah. So this author now decided, you know what? Let's focus on the black character, but make it a little different. So in this, you have this character who's coming from back from war, and he had a family member that tell him to come here. So he end up now in so in this, we're going back to a period of time where we had Black Wall Street. So, and how there were communities of wealth, but how things were, you know, questionable. And they're in LA in this, versus this is not. So, but in this one, they end up in a boarding house, and there's this woman who gives Lena Horne vibes, and he's drawn in. And then he's now this character who's telling a story of this woman that he wants, which is supposed to be homage to Daisy ass in here. Yeah, Daisy, trash Daisy in here. So I already know it's gonna be some mess. Don't know how it's gonna pan out, but I'm still early on. I only got to 5 chapters in here, so I'm on page 37. So yeah. So last night I wanted to know what to do with some of these scraps. Now I feel so bad dumping scraps. I'm always trying to figure out what to do, which is why I love the fact that I fell in love with quilting, because you can take a lot of the scraps, combine it, and make stuff. So, but I also want to see what other things I can do. And I've seen people make bookmarks with these. So I decided to make bookmark last night. Thank God I stopped on 5 because I don't want to lose my chapter. And so I made 2. So this was a bigger one, and I felt like it was maybe too big. And then I made a smaller one. So this is the one I've been using. But I think, for the most part, the bigger one will fit perfect in this one as well. So, yeah, I might just keep the bigger one in this one. So, I think they're cute. They're different. And it's just something to do. So, I think I might just make a few and just put them in people that I know are book lovers. There's a couple of people and they can use it. I like that it is big enough to hold a few pages, because right now I'm holding 4 chapters inside this. Now I've never tried it with just 1 page, which I think it might be a little flimsy for just 1 page, but we got 1 page. We got 1 page. And you get to see it on the corners. But I like that it's still big enough to hold a couple of pages. And you can see it on the top, on the side. So these are cute. I mean, I've never had one before, but it was easy to make. I had to make sure it's lined a certain way. I'm not mad at it, but we're going to continue with this book because I'm ready for the juice. Then I was like, I had bought this tool, I think in September, and I haven't used it. And I got it in a set with a bunch of these metal keyring. So I said, let's try and do some keyring. So I did these. Literally, you can do one of these in probably like 15 minutes. It's that easy. I just had to press on some interface situation, align it so it's nice and sturdy, and this is it. And then, you know, your keys can be on it. And I like it because sometimes I will have my key in my hand, and this will be cool for like when I'm taking groceries out the car and I have all this stuff in my hand. I'll just have this on my wristlet and it will just be convenient. So I decided for the bags, if you saw yesterday's vlog, the bags, these are all the linings for the bags, and I have more left. So I'm going to use this one. I like the color. It's just very girly, but it has black in it. This one I think is cool. I don't know if I'll make that much because I feel like key rings can be dirty, and I feel like this you'd have to wash a lot. So I'll probably make one more with this just because I have the scraps, just to use up the scraps. And then this is just would be perfect because again it's a darker color, and I will make a whole bunch with that's left over with this. And stocking stuffers, that's just what they are going to be. And moving forward, just make some just so I can use up scraps, give them away, and they won't be, what's the word, I won't be wasting fabric scraps, because what can I do with this? Nothing. So I'm gonna just make some of these. I have quite a few left of these bottoms. I also have the regular keychain thing. So yeah, this is fun to use. I mean, I do have to use my whole might when I clamp it on, but yeah, So this, and of course I have my bookmark, and then yeah. One thing I've never had, and I say never had, was a laminator. Why have I never had a laminator? I have everything else. I have Cricut, I have printer, I have scanners, I have everything, but no laminator. And so I saw this and I said, oh, I got points, we're gonna use this. And oh, I like that it came with small laminator. It's 3 different sizes in here. So you have this smaller, this, and then the longer one. You already can tell what I'm going to make, my bookish people. And I have no idea what's in this. I think this might really. Oh, as if I don't have about 2 of these, no, 3 of these. So it gives you a corner clip puncher, and this look heavy duty compared to the ones. I have the cute ones where different design. This is just going to give me a standard, but it came with that. Not bad. That's it. Hold on. Oh. All right. I'm trying to put everything together so I can get rid of these immediately. The trash. I have a bunch of boxes downstairs. I like how sleek it is. It's very sleek. I just have to look at the direction how to put on this situation here. Yeah, I wouldn't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know. They thought about everything. You know what this is? A cutter. It's a cutter. It just took me a second to kind of... It's a cutter. They thought about everything. So if you didn't have a cutter already, it comes with a cutter and it comes with an edge thing. And then of course, it's sleek. I didn't want nothing huge. I didn't want nothing that's gonna take up a lot of room, because this is not something I'm gonna use a lot, but it's something I'm gonna use for certain projects that I want to do. I have a couple of stuff that I want to get rid of, but I want to use them for some bookmarks, and now I can laminate them at home. So yeah, excited. The next thing I wanted, and I've always wanted one of these, and I wanted the one that Cricut. I kept looking at the one at Cricut, but then I thought about, I have a presser that's not Cricut. It is from the same brand and I love it. So I said, you know what? We're gonna get one of these, and it's gonna be cool for my mugs. And now that I have a label now, you know, you call in Moosey Threads, I can do stuff, mugs and stuff like that once in a while. So this one comes with a bunch of tools, and it comes with the gloves. I like that. So that means it gets hot for them to think about putting that in there. I mean, it gets super hot. So I got the same color to match everything, because my Cricut is the same color as this. My Cricut is the same color, and my heat and press is the same color. And the only thing is the sizing of this. I don't think it's gonna fit a lot of the mugs that I have that I want to do. I've had this mug forever that I want to do. Clearly I got to clean it, and it's not gonna fit. Yeah, so it's only gonna fit a certain size, which I was prepared for. That's okay. So it's gonna fit like a standard regular mug size, which is okay. And then it's gonna fit a lot of the the tumbler mugs that I have, if I want to put something on there. And then, you know, the cute birthday gift that I got from Kayla. I should be able to make stuff on here too. I just thought I still love that gift so much, but I like the idea of it. And and this is just like, I got the points from work. Use my points. For those of y'all know what that point I'm talking about. Point system story. You have to hustle for at work. But it's gonna be cool. So I have some mugs downstairs that are the right size for this. That I'm gonna test it out on, and we're gonna test it out. We're gonna test it out. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, guys. So what am I gonna do now besides bring these boxes downstairs? And yeah, play with this later. And then I gotta figure out where in the closet to store this when I'm not using it, because I don't have enough space out here. And then also maybe I'll make a couple of bookmarks that I've been wanting to make. Yeah, and laminate it. Maybe I'll do that. But for right now, guys, I have to get to the library. So My Rage and Elemental P are due back, and then I already picked the last book for the year for subscriber pick, and that jar, guys, the jar is getting very small. I need it to be packed back up, so you guys need to start giving me some more books recommendation that you want me to read for next year, because the jar is dwindling away, and that's a good thing. So as of right now, this is year 2, right? Is it year 2 or 3? Ooh, is it year 2, guys? I think it's year 2. I think it's year 2. I think it's year 2. So if it is year 2, I need to that's 24 books that you guys recommended. That's 24 books. And out of the 24 books, there's only one book that I DNF. I just can't. I tried twice to pick the book up. I even got to like more than half of the page, and it just didn't do it for me. I was bored to death. I felt like this is just not me. And I'll talk about this in another video once I finish reading December pick, and I'll give you the rundown of all the books that you guys recommended this year for me to read and how I feel about them. And yeah, so for right now, I have my journal move bag, one of my journal move bag that I had issue with, but still love it. And head to the library. Then I'm also going to see if what kind of craft book, crochet craft book. I do have a crochet craft book. Let me grab it. I have a knitting. Shame on me. I don't need to pick up a knitting book from the library. Why? This book is so extensive. Like, the detail on this is crazy. And here I am starting a project, which I will show you guys, and I'm stuck. And I'm sitting here like, ma'am, you got the tools. You got the tools, ma'am. And it's giving you so many different designs and ideas, and it's giving you from like somebody who has never knit with needles. And I did my chain and I got stuck. Like, what am I doing? I started doing a row and I didn't like how it looked. And I know it's me overthinking it. So we're going to get back to this book. This book is an amazing knitting book. And when I tell you, it gives you so many different things you can make. Hat, dress, sweaters, turtleneck, you name it. Correcting errors on here. It's an amazing book. yet still I forgot I had it because I put it over there, and I was like, yesterday I was like, I know I have a book. I have all these books. I need to go through like books and like show you guys some of my crafting books and how good they are, and some that's helpful. Even with the pattern thing that I've been working on, I'm still working on pattern drafting for clothes. I've not executed any of them perfectly yet. I've done a lot of hacking, but not execute anything perfectly yet. But I'll show you the book that was gifted to me. I think this was the one my brother gave me, and it's one I bought. But I will show you. But guys, I have this. Yeah. We'll come back to this. We'll come back to this. All right, so let me head to the library, take you guys with me, and I have on the sweater with moosey threads. I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera because I use white here. So yeah, I'm gonna head over. I'm dropping stuff to the library. I'm gonna put this in there just in case I feel like stopping somewhere else and relax. I did eat. So far I'm still good. Not getting sick. All right, so I'm gonna head downstairs and head out the door and clean my car. Yeah. So I am back in the car. So I did pick up one book. I have two books on hold. They do have the books I should get in a few days. So this is Hang the Moon. This is by Jeanette Walls. It is a historical fiction. And let's see, I think it's set in it just says the 20th century. So it says Sally Kincaid is the daughter of the biggest man in a small town, born at the turn of the 20th century into a life of comfort and privilege. Sally remembers a little about her mother, who died in a violent argument with her father, the charismatic Duke Kincaid. Okay. When the Duke remarries and has a son, Sally tries to teach him to be as bold and resourceful as their father. But it's given, it's long as hell, so I'm not reading anymore. But basically it's given a coming of age, and she going through hell. I have no idea why I picked this up. Let's hope I don't regret it. I have not heard anything about it, but this is what I got, and I'm heading back to the house. So I went to the mailbox to get the rest of the stuff that didn't come. So this is my label. Y'all can read anything? Y'all can read anything? Why would they imprint my label in white? Like, why would they do that? So now I got a call to see how they can fix this, and it took literally almost 2 weeks to get to me. So now I gotta wait another 2 weeks. It's messing me up. Oh my god, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Like, I mean, close up you can see it, but why would I want a white on? They got the silk one right, okay? But again, that was my mistake of getting silk, because I just wanted something soft. So I got now the right fabric, and they freaking, you can't even see it. Like, you got to go be close up to see it. But you can't see it. Why? Yeah. Decided to get back online and figure out how to get this label fixed. First disappointment is it takes 2 weeks to even reorder, so there won't be, I'm just gonna be continue on doing what I was gonna do, and they're just gonna have to try and still use the silk ones I have. And if I can't, it is what it is. They're just not gonna have any label on them. This is another reason why when people ask me would I sell my product, and I've said I have no desire to be in business. And this is like the prime example of why I have no desire to be in business, because I don't like this kind of unnecessary stress of thinking about not having something you need. And the fact that it takes 2 weeks for these labels to come, and now based on the date, it won't be till Christmas. So yeah, I'm not sure why my TV's playing all of a sudden. So that was a bust. It is what it is. So I'm going to get some reading done, but so I test out for a tag, just a bookmark, just do a collage one just to test it out. The laminator is good. This is a joke. Now I feel like if you don't have a cutter, then you just can make the best of it. It cuts, but there's no stabilizer. Like, it doesn't stay still. So you're gonna have the paper like moving all over the place, and if you don't hold on to it tight, you're gonna mess up. Versus the ones I have, it has stabilizer. It has a thing that you can use to hold in what you're doing, so that it's not gonna be sliding all over the place. I don't get this, because this is supposed to be an edge cutter, and let me tell you, it don't cut nothing. I tried, and I thought maybe this was like super thick, because you know why. And then I even tried to cut the extra paper, that plastic laminated sheet that I had, and use this, and this still wasn't able to cut through that. So I don't know what's the purpose of this if it can't cut anything. It can't cut anything. So for the most part, this is something I would do at night, like late at night when I'm up and I want to like relax. This is the kind of mess I would get into, and be more creative. But I just wanted to just to test it out. It works. It is a bookmark, and you know, it's a bookmark. It works. Do its purpose. And it's laminated, so of course it's protected more. So like, you know, if I'm somewhere and I get it messed up or something, you could just wipe it off. So that's the purpose, like I like with laminating stuff, but it's not necessary. This is just something I wanted it to work on. There's other things I want to laminate that's important to me, but for the most part, this was fun. So now I have two different kind of bookmark going on here. So I have this and I have the cloth one, which I like. So right now I'm going to get back in this book, and I'm going to end day 5, and see you guys tomorrow, and let's see how far I can get in this book. And yeah, and then the other stuff I will test out on another day, and I will start right now since I was waiting for these labels and they're messed up anyway. I will definitely tomorrow start my quilting things. So I will start cutting out the fabrics and cutting out the batting, and tomorrow will be a quilting day, and a couple of patchwork day, and then we'll talk about this bad boy. All right guys, see you tomorrow.